Hello, my name is Dr. Shambles, and in this video I'm just going to talk about what I want in the ban list. This is not exactly predictions, I'm just going to be honest here. I'm just going to be very biased and just going to give me my opinion on what I want to see banned because it's what I believe should be banned. So this is not where I try to be objective and try to predict the bans. It's just what I believe it's what I want to be banned, just that. And you guys might agree, might not, always, you can always put it in the comments obviously. So I was debating if I should or not make this video, but yeah, I'm just gonna make it. I've seen many other YouTubers making it and I just really want to do it, so yeah. So first of all, I only have 4 cards that I want to see banned / limited / any other thing. I don't have any other problems with other cards besides these, and I'll be talking about one that it's getting very popular to be banned, but yeah, let's get right into it. First of all is Rebecca. Now, I don't really need Rebecca to be banned. I really would prefer to see Moria banned. I'll get to him. But Rebecca having the combo with Moria, and even if Moria gets banned, her still being at 4 does make the Sakazuki good. Fortunately, if Moria does get banned and she stays, I can get around it. I mean, the combo is not as good, but still, people could, sorry, not people, the Bandai people could potentially consider just limiting Rebecca, for example. But I would actually prefer, and this is my opinion for Moria, to just errata Rebecca, so you can only use for Dressrosa characters, and Moria to just be used for the Thriller Bar characters. Obviously this is very controversial. I would just prefer that these cards just stay at 4, but only be usable on their respective leaders. So I'm just gonna go right into these two are pretty much together. Moria is just an insane card, to be honest. If there's something I really want to see banned, it's him. It's just a really good counter for Red Purple Law. So yeah, that's the bias part, but I believe, like, against every other deck, as soon as you drop this man, if you can manage to drop 2 of these cards, like on late game, I never saw nobody lose as soon as they drop the first, and then the second just makes it sure. So yeah, for example, in case you are wondering, for you to win with Red Purple Law against Moria in OP06 and AB01, you just need to rush, and as soon as they make their first Gecko Moria drop, you need to finish the game in 1 or max 2 turns, or you pretty much lose. That's almost agreeable between every single Red Purple Law player. I don't know, obviously, again, this is biased, so I don't know if this is the case on other decks. I believe, for example, Blue might not have such a bad time with him, as they actually do play good power characters, you know, big power characters, and they do have bigger cost removal. I don't have that much knowledge, so I don't know if they could remove him easily, but they probably don't do that bad against the Moria. But still, I believe Moria is still a very insane card, just an insane card. But yeah, I understand that people don't want to errata these two because putting invisible text can be very confusing. Some give the argument that new players coming into the game and then thinking this card is good, and then when they play it, people just tell them, oh, they got errated. To be honest, if you're a new player, you should always, in everything in life, make the research before you make a decision. That's just a lesson of life, and I think it's just healthier if new players come to the game when this is not in the game as overpowered as it is. That's just, again, me being biased, my opinion. So yeah, I would really enjoy if these two would get errated, but if there's anything I want to see banned, or at the very least, limited, is Moria. I wouldn't mind to see Moria limited, I would live with that, to be honest. Just do something about the card, please. I understand, he's a new card, and on the West, the card that still hasn't come, but this ban list, in case you don't know, will come in after the World Championship. So yeah, I think they should do something about this card. People really want Rebecca gone more than Moria, actually, because they believe, like, Moria can drop 2 cards, you know, but it's Rebecca that makes the combo extremely OP as an extender. Sure, but I have big problems with this being an 8 cost and 9k power. I think having a 9k power swing next turn and not being as easy to remove because it's an 8 cost, it's also like the worst part. I think that's the worst part that you can possibly see, is that this guy not only has an insane effect, on next turn he's an insane body as well. So yeah, at least Rebecca has many ways to get her removed. You know, she's a 0 cost, so for example red purple lock can just bottom deck her, or you have the 5 fist combo obviously, and she's a 4 cost, so for example Perona can just rest her and attack over her, not into her because she wouldn't really need it, but like she can just attack whoever she wants without having Rebecca block it, for example. So yeah, she's just easier to remove, and I would prefer having to remove this or do something about this than trying, because I wouldn't succeed, trying to do something about this. So yeah, maybe a limiting or banning him is the way to go. Rebecca is just an extender, so I wouldn't mind if she kept. And next is Badge. I'm just sick of losing games because this guy is conveniently in the last life. Katakuris do manipulate lives, I understand that, but many times I see Katakuris manipulate their lives bottom decking the life, and I'm like, okay, this could potentially be a badge. I play around it, so I attack knowing that probability of being a badge being very high. So the way I play around it, obviously I'm gonna have to attack the life sooner or later, so the life comes, it's a badge. It shows that I can't attack with whatever the character is targeted or leader, and I'm like fine with that. My problem is every time that, for example, NL is at 1 life and he manages to survive with this effect and just top decks, or a Yamato when you drop a Yamato and top decks into the life, and that life is conveniently the badge. I just think that's too OP. And him being at 4 and now yellow are starting to just manipulating their lives a lot better and researching the deck a lot better, so this comes up way too often. And this in combination with the Onami, which is now the card that I'm going to talk about, and then once again I'm just going to talk about these two together. Onami is just, I don't want to see this card. I just hate it. Please just ban it. If you limit Moria, I believe you can limit Moria, I would be fine with it. But this I really want it banned. I really hate this card with all my power, I don't know, dude. I have such hate for it. This card has an insane on-play effect, especially if you're playing the leader Yamato here. I understand this card was made for her, but every single yellow deck is playing this card. This card is just OP. Managing that with this combo with Hiyori, you can just manipulate the life once again, just like Pej. But I believe this, if you get the combo Hiyori and Onami on early game, her taking away a 5 cost, not only that, just taking a 5 cost is just too good. And then you have the on-play effect. If he's, again, I'm gonna be biased here, if you are playing Red Purple Law, she can drop this even on an NL or Katakuri, and the attack they make just gets banished. Now, this life, although it's not like Yamato, where it's 2 lives that get banished, that banish still hurts the Red Purple Law insanely. Just insanely, because you are always low on resources unless you see a lot of rages, and then this just makes you getting resources impossible. Combine that the yellow has on-play effects. As soon as they drop it, they pretty much KO almost everything you play. That is a biased opinion on Red Purple Law, but I still believe against Red X, this is just the biggest counter. And like, if you conveniently see this on early game, the game is, for what I've seen some replays that are not Red Purple Law, obviously. Almost always they just kill the game right away. Even on late game, like on the last life, when like an L just regenerates and puts the top deck and it's discard conveniently, sometimes the player on the other side has a 5 cost that they really wanted to sink for game, that they kept in the field. They swing, they swing with other character, this comes up, takes away the character that would finish game. So this is like a badge, this just stops you from winning games conveniently, but has a better effect as well. Early game, Bash is more for late game. So these two, all, like, not all are playing Bash, but for example Katakuri is playing both, just makes the you can't finish game against yellow almost all of the time. So yeah, but I really like Bash. I can live with him, but I can't live with this. This has an insane on-play effect and an insane trigger, while Bash just has a trigger and then it's just a 2k. I could live with him, once again. People usually give the argument that they are sick of him, so I believe they need to change up. I am fine with this. I don't think this is that overpowered. I mean, if it happens once or twice, sure, but this in combination with this, or just this, to be honest, is just too insane. These two effects are too good. Not only that, there's another combo with Hiyori. Let's imagine you play this on to get the banish effect. You can then use Hiyori to put this on your life. No, sorry, not Hiyori, Katakuri. So you can play Katakuri to then put this on your life, getting both of the effects. So that's really OP, and many people play Katakuri in almost every single yellow deck besides this one, the Yamato. So this is why I believe it's just overpowered. So I would really like to disband. So what I would go to is, you can leave this as it is, I don't mind it. You can limit Moria, don't mind it. You can leave Vej at 4. But I really want Onami ban. I know she still hasn't dropped and it's a new card, but really, she's just that OP. And now I'm just gonna talk the elephant in the room, which is the Lin, the 10 drop Big Mom, which is this one. So most people have problems with this, and I understand. This is very OP. As soon as you drop it, you regenerate a life and take away a life. Some people actually made the suggestion of errata this Lin, where you drop her, and instead of being like 7 drop Lin, where your opponent gets to choose between trashing a life or giving you a life, on the 10 cost, the errata would be, instead of your opponent choosing, you choose. You can choose one of them, trashing their top of their life or regenerating one of their life. Okay, fine, but now I'm just gonna defend why I don't really need to see this ban. This card is very powerful, but I believe how the meta is starting to grow, this card is gonna get the meta is just going over this now, and this is not as OP as it is, so I don't really see the necessity of just banning this or even limiting it, to be honest. Because people, although they do regenerate a life, and trash one of you, they are playing the 10 Dawn, so that makes their swings very predictable. And if you see them swing first with the base power of their characters, you know this is coming, so you can kind of predict when it's going to be dropped. The only leader that really does this is Katakuri. It's the only leader that really plays her, so she's not that popular on other decks. So yeah, most of the time at 10, I should already be able to go for game on most decks. Like, most decks can do it, there are just some that can't, and that some that can't are very few, and I just believe people should just consider that those very few just get countered, and some decks need to get countered. While for example Moria, I did give my biased opinion, I still believe he just counters all of the decks. And Onami, the same thing. This was my video. I know it was kind of a shorter one, and I hope I wasn't all over the place and I explained my points right. You guys can always debate whether you like these decisions or not, or what you would like to see banned. But yeah, this was just my opinion, and I already admitted I was being very biased. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you did, and goodbye.